Yo, what is up guys, Grim here, and in today's video I want to talk to you guys a little bit about Grand Heists. So it's currently 2 a.m. here, but I figured I would make a video right off the absolutely insane stream we had. It was a complete blast. We made a ton of progress on figuring out Heist after the new patch, and I figured with all of the information we have, I needed to get it out there as soon as possible so you guys could take advantage of it. So, to begin with, Grand Heists, they are absolutely buffed into the stratosphere. I can't believe how much they really cranked them up to 11. Absolutely crazy, and I feel like I've only just scratched the surface with everyone else. So I guess just to recap what we did on the stream is we have started running every single contract, and we've started to assign a chaos value to the amount of each chest that drops. So I can kind of bring it up here and you guys can quickly take a look. So you can see here I've done 20 of each contract. So far I've done lockpicking, deception, brute force, I've done a little bit of, and just trap disarmament. And using that data, we've been able to kind of determine roughly how much each chest is expected to yield on a chest by chest basis. So for example, Harbinger, on average, I did 20 of the deceptions here, and I got 24 Harbingers. On average, I got 5.5 C worth of stuff. This is liquid stuff as well, so we're talking beachheads, ancient orbs, Harbinger orbs, only stuff that would sell quickly, so no chaos fragments or anything like that was picked up quickly. So basically with this information, I've been able to kind of determine which lead mechanics so far are the best, kind of tentatively, and which ones are not as good. Now, of course, sample size of these are kind of small, especially when you consider stuff like Delirium. I only opened 13, and I didn't get that many Delirium mobs either, so it's very, very low in terms of the actual estimated value right now. Anyway, the point is, I'm starting to do all the math, and it turns out Heist is actually pretty rewarding, and you can expect probably to get a lot of currency back. Obviously, the data's not complete, but I'd estimate from normal Heist, you're going to pull out about 10 to 15 C if you open up all of the league-specific chests first and all the little chests afterwards. So it's pretty good, especially if you're a new player. You could probably make 3 or 4, maybe 5 exalts an hour just running contracts, as long as you get them at 1 to 2 C per each. So best one so far, Deception, Lockpicking, and Demolition was good as well, even though I didn't get too many of the Delirium mobs. So that's kind of some preliminary base information there. But let's get into the Grand Heists. We have some absolutely mind-blowing discoveries here that I want to share with you guys, and you absolutely need to know them if you're going to get into the Heist content and make a ton of currency out of them. So with all that said, let's get into the Grand Heists. So on stream at the end there, we were running a few Grand Heists, and I decided to do 2 of them. With chat, they were kind of they were urging me on, making me to try and do some more, but we left it at 2. So this is the blueprint that I was running. You can see here it's pretty insane. It's a replica and experimented items base here, so it drops stuff like, you know, the replica headhunter or anything like that. But that's not the point. We actually got 0 good replicas. We got basically nothing at the end every single time. It's a complete meme. So basically, we're going to look at just the reward currency here. So we got 12 currency nodes, 1 unique, 1 map, 7 fragments, 3 prophecies, and 4 divination cards. So we actually ran this 3 times. You're probably thinking, hang on a second, you ran that one blueprint 3 times. How did you do that? So the way you do this is by essentially getting the blueprint. You can make it rare using like a Reroll orb or an alch. And then you can use a phenomenal plagued arachnid to split it in half in the bestiary menagerie. This essentially dupes the blueprint, and if you've got everything populated, so you've got all the reward rooms unveiled, you know, you've got all of the escapes, all the rooms, all that already unveiled, it will completely duplicate all of the rewards as is. So it's going to take an exact carbon copy of it. So you save probably like, you know, 100k markers or 100 CN worth of markers, something crazy like that. It's completely ridiculous, and it's very, very cool. And this absolutely needs to stay in the game for Heist to be worth it and fun in the long term. I can't reiterate enough. This is the end game of Heist, and it should not be removed. Very, very fun to find the most powerful blueprint you can and get in there and give it a go. Very, very fun indeed. So we ran it 3 times. So how was the profit? So we bought the beasts at 110. They're currently sitting at 150 C each. You're probably thinking that's a lot, and it absolutely is. However, I can assure you we absolutely made our money back and some. So let's get into the results. Before that, we'll just quickly take a look. So you can see there's a lot of currency, you know, everywhere, a lot of fragments and all that kind of stuff like that. A quick tip for you guys is every single one of these rooms contains 2 of the designated mark. So in the case of fragments, there's not actually 7 chests of fragments, there's actually 14. And for currency, there's 24. So there's quite a lot of chests in here to loot. And with the current setup of my follower gear, which we won't get into in this video, I was actually able to loot every single valuable chest in every single wing without fail. In this wing specifically, I did trigger the alarm, but I think that could be fixed up with some more min-max gear. So pretty cool in my opinion. So with that said, let's grab this blueprint back. Let's look at the results, shall we? We'll take a quick squiz at how we did. So I'm going to pull up excellence here. So my first run, I borrowed a Reroll to an Exalt trinket off of one of the viewers, and we took it for a spin. So the first run here, we'll just pull it up. I made 313C in one run. So that's pretty good. 313 minus the 110 that I spent is 203C profit divided by Exalt price. So that's 3.2 Exalt profit. So that's pretty good. In one run, I'd say the run probably took me about 15 to 20 minutes. So if you divide that by 20, that's making like, I don't even know, 0.15 Exalt per minute. I don't know, that's not even relevant. Anyway, we made about 3.2 Exalts in 20 minutes without selling stuff, of course. And this is all pretty liquid stuff. There's no memes in here. I didn't pick up any sack frags. I think the most troll thing in here is probably the maps. Everything is pure liquid stuff. There's a few, there's a few div cards in here, but what are you gonna do? They're not too expensive. So yeah, pretty good. Now, let's move on to the second run. So the second run, I actually died in one wing, but not to worry, we actually still made our money back and some profit, even though I died, which is pretty insane. I'll quickly pull up the excellence for this one so you guys can take a look as well. So the beast, again, 110C, I died, all that kind of stuff like that. So we lost 1/4 of the wing there to my death, and we still made money. So these things are absolutely insane. You're going to make a lot of currency back if you're running these, so it's pretty cool. We'll let that load and just refresh here with the fetch snapshot. So 230C here from this run. Again, I can't say it enough, I died. But I want to take you guys through the next step. So, okay, you get a sick blueprint, awesome. You split it, making money. But is this the best you can do? Absolutely not. As I mentioned, I got no good replicas. Imagine if we got a replica headhunter, a replica Farrells, but we're not going to rely on that. So I think that if you actually made a better blueprint, you'd make a far more substantial profit. I think stuff like fossils is significantly better. I think that trinkets and currency at the end of those blueprints is very consistent. You're going to get Deli Orbs, you're going to get Exalts, you're going to get Chaos consistently, and you're probably going to be able to pay back like a quarter to half of the beast split cost just from the end rewards alone in the trinkets and currency, even if it's just raw chaos. If you get raw chaos times 4, that's generally about 20 chaos, so that's pretty good as well. So pretty cool, and I think the best one is probably that, as well as some of the better rewards, probably stuff like the Metamorph, as well as perhaps the fossils is also very good, but that requires more testing. So what am I getting at here? Essentially, we've gotten pretty good profit, it's profitable, and we're only just scratching the surface. In addition to that, if you guys haven't seen, Vinderi is completely insane now. He's absolutely nuts. He basically dupes like 20% of the chests just straight up. So he's 20% more loot multiplier on the entire map. And as you can notice, he's not present on this blueprint. He's nowhere. And I can confidently say, as long as you have cast to counteract the Vinderi, you can probably run the entire wing and open everything as well. So I guess what I'm saying here is, if you took my initial earnings here of 3.2 and you times it by the 1.2 of Vinderi, it's getting up there. That's a lot of Exalt's profit now, and it's pretty good. So I think that in general, Heist is completely insane. With the splitting, you can run one blueprint infinitely, and you can kind of just target farm it until it's not profitable anymore. But honestly, I can't see a point unless the split beasts go to like 200C, where it might be dangerous at all. You're bound to get something with all of these chests, and we didn't even get a replica at the end. Essentially, the analogy I would use is, imagine you hit up the casino, and the guy's like, "You want to gamble?" And you're like, "Yeah." One thing though, if you lose, I pay you. That's essentially what it is. If you gamble and you lose, they pay you. That's what this is. As long as you don't die, you get to gamble on the curio rooms for the replica headhunter, the replica Farrells, replica Nebulous, and you still win. You still make money. Imagine that. It's pretty cool. And again, we're only scratching the surface. Now, let me drop a big bomb for you guys here at the end of the video for those of you still tuning in. So it is actually possible to re-roll the rewards on blueprints infinitely assuming you have enough blueprints spare. I'm going to show you guys how to do this now, actually. So we'll go over here to the blueprint tab. We've got 5 here. So there's currently a recipe in the game for blueprints if you guys didn't know. And I'm going to show you guys what it is now. So if you go to a vendor with 5 blueprints of the exact same tile set and rarity and item level and reward type, you can vendor them for an additional blueprint. And this blueprint will have different rewards on it. Now, what's cool about this is it follows the same logic as maps. So cool, we got 1 blueprint here, okay, cool, it's all right. This one's actually pretty good, it's got 7 fossils on it, pretty nice. But what if I told you, if I pulled out another, few blueprints here, so what do we need? We need Smuggler's Den, Smuggler's Den, Smuggler's Den. I'll pull these out here. Watch this, it's completely ridiculous. So I can go here, sell my 5 blueprints, I'll pull out the first one and I can put another one in, and now I'm cycling the blueprint. I'm essentially rolling it. That one is not working because it's a different belly. That's underbelly, so it has to be the right base type, as you can see there. If it's not the right same base type, it's not going to work. So we'll pull out Smugglers. We'll do a few more. So you can see here that we can roll it. I don't know the exact math, but essentially if you have like 10 blueprints, you can roll like tons of times. It's ridiculous how many times you can roll. So we'll roll with this one. Okay, check that one out. Essentially you can sit here all day just rolling blueprints until you find something completely insane. Now, this is pretty crazy. Is this going to stick around? I hope so. It's pretty cool and pretty fun, and it lets you really get a sick blueprint. There's already been a lot of really good ones found, but this is going to allow even more insane ones to be found and ones that you can find yourself. So absolutely cool. Will this change? Potentially, so take advantage of it while it's around. Hopefully they don't do a bit of a retcon on us because people already do have some pretty insane blueprints and that would be a bit unfair. But you guys are now armed with the information, and blueprints are definitely insane. All of it's insane. You're gonna make money off running all of it, but blueprints specifically are where the big money is and where the fun is at. So go out there. Combine some blueprints, make sure they're the right item level, base, and rarity, and find a really sick one, and then maybe consider splitting it with a split beast so you can run it multiple times for profit. Now, you do have to make sure that you can pay back the beast cost, so make sure that you're not spending too much on the beast, otherwise it will be difficult to pay it back and make money. Of course, that applies with everything. Make sure that you're able to make money still, and make sure your rewards are worth it. Don't split a blueprint that isn't at least as good as the one I was showing you guys, or maybe a little bit better. You could probably go for an alternate one and maybe still make some money, but you do want it to be a high quality blueprint. So with all that said, guys, hopefully you guys have enjoyed. It's very late, but hopefully you guys tuned into the stream and had a blast. I'll see you guys in the next one. Tons more heist info coming. And yeah, until then, cheers.